attack.
Thank you, David.
Manny Pacquiao is making headlines once again. At 46 years old, the former 8-division world champion is training for a professional comeback. His opponent, Mario Barrios, is a younger, active fighter, and there's a title on the line. What? Set the internet buzzing was a short training clip. In it, Pacquiao looks shockingly sharp, his hands fast, his footwork fluid, his power undeniable. Some fans were thrilled, others skeptical. Is this the real thing or just clever hype? The clip shows Pacquiao hitting mitts with ferocity and precision, reigniting the old fire. Suddenly, people are asking, is this his final act or the beginning of something insane? No one knows how it ends, but everyone's watching.
With flames, as the boxing senator, he is fighting out of it, proudly representing the Serengo.
Pacquiao's return wasn't something many expected. After losing to Yordenis Ugas in 2021, he quietly stepped away from the sport. His focus shifted to politics. He ran for president in the Philippines and seemed to have left boxing behind for good.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July.
But this isn't just another exhibition. It's a WBC-sanctioned bout. A real belt is on the line. And his opponent, Mario Barrios, isn't a retired name or a novelty. He's a hungry, active contender.
Well, he just
Oh, down to his knees in pain. Velasco.
Mario Barrios.
It's the kind of risky fight most retired legends avoid, but Pacquiao has never played it safe. In 2024, he took on DKU in an exhibition that reminded fans of his lightning speed and trademark footwork. Still, the stakes back then, nothing like this.
Well, look at Barrios. The first one wasn't there, but the second one wasn't there either. But yeah, it would have been a different fight.
Yep. Thurman still.
Now, the danger is real. If Pacquiao wins, it's one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. If he loses, critics will claim he stayed too long. Barrios isn't some up-and-comer, he's a former world champ with a tricky style. Pacquiao must deal with a younger opponent's height, reach, and constant pressure. This isn't a showcase, it's a war, and there's no coasting allowed.
And a knockdown for Barrios! Oh my goodness! San Antonio, you have a new world champion!
Some say the risk is too great, but for Pacquiao, this isn't about money, it's about writing his own ending. That leaked training video shows flashes of the old Manny, rapid-fire combos, razor angles, sharp pivots. He's not just showing up, he's preparing for battle. And that's why the world's paying attention, not because we expect to win, but because this is Manny Pacquiao where anything is possible. So, who is Mario Barrios? He's no random. Opponent at 28, he's already a two-time world champ with 29 wins and just 1 loss. Most of those wins, knockouts, he's tall, aggressive, and confident.
We got the win. How do you feel about your performance?
I felt right about it. The high, it made it hard to get my rhythm, to get my range down. But of course, I'm gonna stay in there.
Barrios began at 130 pounds, climbing the weight classes over the years. He captured his first world title at super lightweight and gained wider attention when he stepped into the ring against Gervonta Davis in a massive event.
Right hand to the body by Barrios.
We'll take a look here at the knockdown. Well, this is that.
Though he lost to Davis, Barrios earned respect with his grit and power. Since then, he's bounced back, beating Giovanni Santiago and Raja Bada in 2023. His draw with Abel Ramos raised some eyebrows, but most still view him as a serious contender. He fights long, uses the jab well, and unleashes high-volume combinations. Defense isn't his strongest suit, but when Barrios gains momentum, he's dangerous. And unlike Pacquiao, he's been active, While Manny's been in politics and exhibitions, Barrios has stayed sharp. That could matter a lot on fight night. Some fans believe Pacquiao's experience and speed will be enough. Others say Barrios is too fresh, too relentless. They see a repeat of the Yuga's fight timing, reach, and pressure. Overwhelming the legend, Barrios says he respects Pacquiao, but he's not here for a tribute. He wants a win, a big one.
Like, what can you learn from that fight?
It shows that, combination punchers, that's how Pacquiao, was landing, his punches, combinations. And, it just shows you that, he is a great fighter, but, I'm going into this camp, coming into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan. And I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
If Pacquiao underestimates him even briefly, it could be a long night. His decision to return at 46 has split the boxing world. Supporters hail it as the final chapter of a historic run. Critics fear the worst. Fans point to his WBA title win at 40 proof that he can still defy time. They argue that experience, speed, and ring IQ could give Barrios more trouble than expected. After all, Pacquiao's not fighting for a check, he's fighting for the ending he wants. That 2019 win over Thurman wasn't that long ago, and it shows that even deep into his career, he could still conquer the top tier.
Well, I'm not the kind of boxer of talkers. He's just promoting the fight. And then I think we did a lot of the things. He did his best, and I did my best.
But not everyone is sold. Critics bring up his age and the brutal demands of boxing. They reference the Uyghur's loss and the uninspired exhibition against Rukia Ono. Promoter Ben Shalom voiced real concern, saying the risk to Pacquiao's health just isn't worth it. Some argue that awarding a title shot to a retired fighter sends the wrong message. Shouldn't titles be earned, not granted? Debate rages among fans and insiders alike. Some analysts say Pacquiao's mind still beats young fighters, others worrying that his body can't cash those checks anymore. The fight's announcement lit up social media. Reactions were all over the place from and hope to straight up fear. What if this ends badly, or ... what if it doesn't? Pacquiao's return has stirred more than just hype, it's stirring the soul of the sport. It could change everything.
East PBC, Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Mario Barrios, 29, is the reigning WBC welterweight champion.
Mario Barrios, 29 years old, is the current WBC welterweight champion. His record, 29 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. He's faced the likes of Gervonta Davis and Keith Thurman. His recent draw against Abel Ramos left questions, but if he beats Pacquiao, he silences all doubt. That one could set him up for a shot at unifying the division.
Oh, Barrios goes down! Mamma mia! Roy Jones Jr., you called it!
For Pacquiao, victory would be historic, cementing his place in history. But a loss, it could damage his legacy. For Barrios, beating a legend could redefine his career. This fight isn't just about two men, it's about boxing itself. It challenges age norms, it stirs questions about how far legacy should go. Can older fighters still thrive? Should they be sanctioned? The result could shape the future of comebacks in this brutal sport. It's legacy versus risk, wisdom versus youth, and nobody really knows what comes next. So what happens if Pacquiao wins? Or if he doesn't? Let's break it down.
Same 10-punch combo.
Lay up, goes to the flurry again. Lay up. Goes to the flurry again.
If Manny wins, it's historic. At 46, he'd become one of the oldest world champions ever. That alone would rewrite the record books. It would prove that experience and skill still have a place in a sport dominated by youth, and it would be deeply personal. Pacquiao finally retiring as WBC champ a belt he first held at flyweight. It would showcase the full arc of a remarkable journey. That one might even open the door to more blockbuster bouts. More legacy fights, more nights under the lights. And with it, a reminder, Pacquiao isn't just a former champion. He's a global icon, but what if he loses? That could be devastating. Critics would say it was one fight too many, that he should have stayed out while his legacy was still untouched. The punishment at his age could carry real consequences, and the glow of his past glories might dim just a little.
Occurs, the brain hits the bone wall, sometimes doing so several times depending on the severity of the blow.